subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
This show is in association with ABC Group, ABC Prime Trade Private Limited. Mobile number +91 9845002803. For more details, contact Mr. Deepak Malik. Phone number +91 9845002803.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business. And we have got very special guest with us today. And he is none other than Kono-san. And Kono-san is going to introduce himself on behalf of me. So Kono-san, welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show.
Namaskar, everybody, and namaskar Tewari-san. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, Kono-san. Kono-san, we'd love to know about where you worked and your vast experiences.
Okay, so let me introduce myself. And I 2 years ago, 2018, I just came back from India and then retired. After having lived in India for 7 years, I actually lived out four foreign countries for total 30 years. First UK, Germany, USA, then last country was India. The first half, I went there to open the liaison office of the company who I worked for at that time. Then I retired from the company. Then I took up the appointment of Secretary General of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India. That's a location in Delhi with the members of above 450, roughly, of the investors from Japan. And maybe out of this experience, you picked me up for the interview tonight.
You were General Secretary of Japanese Chambers of Commerce in India. It's a big role you played.
Sounds like, but I was just chalk it out of, of the organization. But I really had nice and good, very nice experiences during my career in India.
This is actually, you lived in different countries and finally you lived in India for 7 years. So it's and you have experienced Indian culture, especially business culture, very much. So we would love to know your experience.
Right, but I can tell is what I saw, what I experienced, especially what I always thought about, how to do business with India or in India for Japanese. This is what I want to focus on tonight. Is that okay?
Please. So how to do business with Japanese? That would be our main theme of tonight's discussion. Yes, please give us knowledge.
Right. Now, Japan and India, as country itself, has a special the relationship. I mean, long time relationship and friendship since maybe for about 70 years. And when the relationship, friendship, and started after the war. And the Japanese in my age clearly remember that the Prime Minister at the time, Nehru, sent as a gift to Japan an Indian elephant. And that was the first time for all Japanese kids to see such a big animal in Japan. That's the, I mean, to me, it's a very impressive event for the friendship. And it started, I strongly feel and thankful. And now it has been keeping, I mean, it's kept continuing that friendship and relationship. Now it's a special strategic, I mean, country and country partnership we have between Japan and India. And for example, one example is the ODA from Japan to India. India is the largest country of the donee of ODA from Japan. And a lot of achievements, accomplishments have been done and still going on, many projects. And one of the famous one is Delhi Metro, for example. Delhi Metro is accomplished and completed, and it works and managed very well now. And we put a lot of financial and technical support to accomplish that Delhi Metro. But unfortunately, the return out of that big project, Japan received were very limited, small portion. The other countries like Korea or Germany, and naturally India, has took the big part of the cake. Yeah, I'm afraid. And this was not because of that, I mean, Indian side, caused by Indian side. And I believe this is caused by ourselves, right? This is kind of the faulty action. And so that we miss the chance to gain a lot of profitable part of that out of that project. And so why it happened? One of the reasons, there are many reasons, of course, but I feel that Japanese and, India and Japan do not know each other, despite this special strategic partnership relationship is existing. And currently, we have roughly 2.5 million Asian people living in Japan. And out of that, China, 8 lakh, more than 8 lakh Chinese are living. But from India, it's 40,000.
Yes.
Only 40,000. You are the one of them.
Yes.
The only 10,000, roughly 10,000 are living in India currently. Such a small numbers. And many Japanese businessmen came to India for their business, but stayed only 2-3 years in India, then went back to Japan or went to the other countries. They were busy to do their own business. So how come they know or they have enough time to know the other part of India? So this is one of the reasons. You know very well, Tiwari-san, but if you go out and go to the center of Tokyo, metropolitan, big city, international, then pick up anyone, ask, what do you know about India? What's the impression of India? Right? The answer is India is very hot. India is dirty,
Correct.
dangerous. Curry, I know, Taj Mahal, that's all.
Yes. Very true.
Very poor stereotype, type of information there. We have, many of us have. But at the same time, if you go to Delhi, or even the biggest city like Mumbai, international city like Mumbai, ask any Indians, yeah, what do you know about Japan? Right? Then they may say, Maruti Suzuki or Sony or Canon, it's okay. Maybe Shinkansen and sushi or Mount Fuji. That's all.
Yes.
Right? This
Yes.
is the real fact. So what we have to do before we talk about how to enhance or enlarge the activate the business between two countries, we have to start from knowing, understanding each other on personal, citizen base. This is very important. This is what my belief, strong belief. So how to do it is,
Yeah.
and of course this is the media is not very good because they like to broadcast the stereotype topics only, and
True.
right then they don't touch upon the daily life in India. Many people came back from India, Japanese. So they have, excuse me, they become a YouTuber or something or by SNS to introduce the real India. But it's only limited. And now, India is really difficult to do a business. This is what I saw, I experienced. But so tonight, I would like to focus on what we Japanese should do to make a good business with or in India. Just the criticism on India put aside, right? There are many. I want to say something,
Yes.
but tonight is just put it aside. Now, how to do? And we have to first, as I said, to understand. We have to learn and understand, study and understand what India or Indians are. Out of my experience, India devout people in great pride and sense of obligations. At the same time, in this, it's very well said among Japanese, but Indian do not say no, Indian do not say sorry, and Indian do not keep the time punctually, and so on. Now, there are many, okay, but this is the other side. How to do, how to, how is the society and society system, custom, and so on. This is also very important to learn. And Indians are very logic, right? And they like to make the things clear, black or white, yes or no, which is not very good at doing for Japanese. And also, this is very um, mm, this is very difficult for all Japanese to understand accept is your spirit of jugar. So jugar is it's I would say not very well acceptable one. But this is actually the part of Indian. And when it comes to the organization or company, top management, top guy has a very big power. So um, it is the decision is very much affected by the top guy's comments. So one word brings a totally different situation. One word from the top guys. So and these top guys' decision is most of the cases very quick, much faster than any Japanese companies or organizations decision making. And this management moves or take action very agile. You know, this is the difference. So many other things are existing, but common knowledge or common practice of Japan is not the ones in India. This is what we have to realize. I mean, don't judge by the Japanese standard or Japanese criteria.
Like Japanese, they have to be flexible, you mean to say?
Yeah, flexible, but no, flexible. Japanese are flexible enough, but to understand why they are doing so, why they're saying so. Otherwise, no, no. In Japan, we do this, or in Japan we are doing that way, saying that way, is not working in India because you want to do business in India, not in Japan, right? So
Yes.
in Japan, we do so. Yes, please do it in Japan, but not in India, right? Old proverb said, "In Rome, do as Romans do." Right? In the same manner. So, so this is what we have to realize. Don't say, in Japan we do. Okay, forget it. It is, of course, it is good to bring it appropriately to Indian custom system and organization. But this is a different stories. You see, then how to do the business, how to make the business in India successful. And now Prime Minister Modi, his initiative, everybody knows that Make in India. Now, self-standing India, it becomes clear. Do not rely on foreign countries so much. And so what we have to do is to do business in India, we have to have the base. in India, somewhere in India, right? This is whatever the business is, manufacturing or service providers or whatsoever. We have to have the base in India and do a business from there. This is my belief. And so to then how to go and find that base, and especially um, the big names, big companies of Japan, Japanese companies have already invested in India. Then they have their certain business already, and those bases, manufacturing plants and offices. But what we have to do is to invite MSME from now. Japanese MSME has very influential power, although it is not visible. I live in Otaku in Tokyo Prefecture. It is the south of Tokyo Prefecture, where this district, over 4,200 small, medium-sized companies, they are doing business. But some of them supplies their parts or products to NASA in USA to launch that, the rocket and so on. And they are ordered from them because of the quality level of the products. And what they do is 4,200, they have a very good link. And every company has limited facilities and technologies, but to produce one complicated product, one company A did their job up to certain level, then the half completed products brings to the company B, and company B continue processing, then bring to company C and company D, then finally complete the one very complicated, nice, high quality product. This is a system automatically done in Otaku. But at the same time, although they have a very high quality technologies and knowledge, know-how, but they have very weak financial base, foundation, and a lack of, or the not sufficient human powers and knowledge to go into or invest in the foreign country. And they don't know. They will be at loss. Now, if you just go to India, where and how to start from with. And then what they have to do is to find the best partner, right? To start with. But even logically, yes, that's true. But how to find the partner, right? This is what they have to start with. And out of my experience, to find a partner is also difficult. It's like a marriage, right? If you wish to find the partner and a companion for your life, your whole life, it is not so easy. But you have to start, and how to start is first, as I said, to study and learn about India first. Then go there and try to go into the society, you know, and to then to learn to know what, yeah, the real India. You have to put yourself into that society. This is this is not the study on the table, right? You cannot pass the exam. You have to do by yourself.
True.
So this is what I always feel. Then right, to find a partner is also difficult, but there are good helping hands in India. For example, to know you Tiwari-san is one of the measures. Yeah. Then to get the introduction and so on. There's one very funny, oh, sorry, not funny, very interesting example. There's one medium-sized company, very famous for the laser. It's Kaijirushi
Kajimushi, hi.
laser. And they opened their plant in Rajasthan. Where is the place? Anyway, where the Japanese industrial park is there, Nimrana, sorry. Then it's 2016 they built the plant. The unique thing is they started that company, of course, subsidiary of Kaijirushi headquarters in Japan, subsidiaries. They started with no Japanese. CEO is Indian. The other managers Indians. Of course, plant workers Indians. Except the very first stage, some supported for just the initializing of and build up the plant. The Japanese supported, but this Indian CEO used to work in Japan for 20 years. He speaks fluently Japanese, so he knows what Japanese are. Then he is Indian naturally. He knows Indian. He knows India. So this is ideal case, but the remarkable thing is the headquarters president of a mother company. It's remarkable that he appointed from the very beginning as a CEO of that subsidiary.
So he's very visionary.
Right. Now, due to COVID-19, their sales have been jumped up, especially nail clipper. Because of the COVID, the Indian people do not take much about hygiene or the sanitization. But now they realize, and they the sales of that nail clipper jumped up to 5 times before COVID. You see, this is very unique company, and this is very unique case, but the successful case because the Japanese company has utilized, word is not appropriate, I guess, utilize the capability of Indians, and then they managed in their way suitable to Indian market. So this is
very rightly said.
And people tend to be, now it's changing. Japanese are also changing. They tried to modify the way of doing business in India, but they used to do built the company only by Japanese. Then it is impossible, because if you think about the other way around, if Indian comes to Japan, only with Indian stats, in the systems and customs and way of doing business is all Indian, and they don't speak not
Local language.
good Japanese.
Hmm.
Do you? I mean, Japanese do business with them.
Of course not.
McDonald's Japan is very successful. No American there.
Yeah, true.
See, this is if you think about the other way around, it is easy to understand and try. Then you find the way how to learn, how to study the um, the Indians way, Indians custom, culture, everything.
If I summarize it, it would be like, as you said, that do what, when you're in Rome, do what Romans do,
Mhm.
you know?
Right.
So I think the same thing, it would be applicable
It
there.
is applied. Now, I would like to say to all Japanese who is watching this, right, to do a business, to prepare yourself first, yeah, at least you have to speak a certain level of English, because English is the second common language in that country.
Mhm.
Fortunately, I don't speak any other Indian language. It's so complicated. But you can do if you speak good level English, you can make a good business. And the second is, as I said, make the human network and human network as wide as possible and as thick as possible. Thick means many different kinds of the people, right? Not only the business, not only the politician, not only, but the artist and musicians or whoever. And this is important, as wide as possible. That finally help you
Mhm.
and to make good relationship and become a friend with always with the top guy of the organization, company, and so on. As I said, top power is strong, and their decision is quick. So,
Wonderful suggestions.
right, become the friend with top guy. This is very important. And also, Japanese is not as good as making the contract in detailed contract. Um, of course, they do, but um, if you don't know this, the real situation in India, um, they will be the missing part in contract. Who will help? It is it. The human network will help. This is definite. But to make the good contract means, if it is exaggerated way, especially for Japanese. Okay, if you registered for the marriage, right, to sign, right, at the same time, please note the divorce notice at the same time when you get married. Japanese never think about this, of course. Of course, it is exaggerated. But this is the kind of thing to be prepared for making contract before you start any project or any session. And the next one is to express your intention and comments clearly. And and Japanese do not make decisive comment. They want to make it a little soft and vague. This is tendencies of Japanese. So this will confuse Indian. Then finally comes back with a trouble to you yourself. I mean, to Japanese. So this is what you have to. I mean, black or white, right? The intention and the comment, very clear. This is
So-
what I want, you know.
Yes.
And there are many risks if you do any activities, any business. So to foresee or to anticipate those risks is important. There may be this risk in case of this. There may be another risk in case of that. This is important. And to take the prior action to prevent. Or maybe the risk, maybe not, but maybe the risk. So let's take this action for prevention. This is the way to minimize the loss or problem. This is what we have to do. Then, you know, it's going to be a long history, but if I start
Yeah,
talking
so
about
maybe
that,
maybe we can make another episode because and and we can give more knowledge.
Okay. And keep yourself, I mean, Japanese, always stay in the middle of or in the Indian society, and the distance make as close as possible. This is the effort that you have to pay. This is what I wanted to say tonight.
Great, great. So many points here, so many very important points you said for Japanese, as you know, and they're really true that yes, Japanese, the way they make decision and the way they don't really socialize. You said, you know, they have to be close with Indian society. They have to start knowing the Indian society, what India is, and right before making any assumption, they have to know the reality. That what India is.
One thing, today I didn't talk about any problem that stays in the Indian side, but JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization, is leading the group to compile the comprehensive guidebook, about India. Then it will be probably completed early next year. It's like a kind of Bible or encyclopedia for all Japanese who wants to do business in India and to know the situation, system, custom, etc. in India. So I look forward to the completion of that.
Okay, so this is
also for your information.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is a very good news for Japanese businessman. The book is coming early next year. Yeah. So today we have come to know so many points, and they're very important points, and they're very important for Japanese businessman. Because Japan and India, Japanese, they really want to do business with India, but most of the time they fail. They don't understand how to start. Very good points you have already mentioned. So definitely, Kono-san, we'd love to have you again, because this is not the end, because we have to give a lot more knowledge to. So we have to give a lot more knowledge to Japanese businessmen as well as Indian businessmen. So
right.
So we'd love to have you again for another episode. So for today, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita and oyasumi nasai.
Oyasumi nasai.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.